We're so good at this. Steve's been yelling at us because we're not doing it right, but it's okay.
Steve, you're going to cue us when we do intro, right?
Was I supposed to do
No.
1, 2, 3? You're live.
We're live. That's what I was saying, right? But it's okay.
Hi, welcome to the Sims 4 Discover University live stream. I'm Sim Guru Stephanie. This is Sim Guru Azure and Sim Guru Rad, and we're here to kind of walk you through the game.
Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna do is obviously you have to enroll, right?
Yeah.
So, this sim, does she already have her?
Yes.
Okay, so you will.
Actually, through the computer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
There.
Sorry, we're so
There you
good at
go.
this. We play just like you guys. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, so when you want to go to school, you can use the computer, you can use the mailbox, and there's this cool new button for university. You can apply, you can check out scholarships. This sim is already applied, and so what we're gonna do is we're gonna check on our application. If this person would get off my computer. Rude.
So to touch a little bit on scholarships, there's different types of scholarships you can apply for. There's merit scholarship, where you live scholarship, so the world that you live in, need scholarship if your family doesn't have money, and also skill-based scholarships. So if your Sims already have skills and they look through what kind of scholarships are available, so they may be more available to them if they have those.
Okay, so
Checking her application process.
look at this, we got accepted.
Yay!
So, for acceptance, we have two universities. We have University of Britechester or Foxbury Institute. And all of the degrees are available at both universities. What is different about the universities is that some of them have like better degrees, which get you better rewards once you go into jobs afterwards. So as you can see, we're actually a really well-skilled sim. So we're accepted into quite a few of the distinguished degrees in both universities. So we've got that acceptance letter, and slow down, stop eating. And then now we will go to university and we will need to enroll. I play in a fast forward a lot.
I never play fast forward.
Never?
I want complete control.
Azure plays
I
a
play-
lot more
I
by
play in
herself.
Fast Forward, too.
I'm more of a builder and stuff like that. Okay, so here's where you get to choose your university. You can go to Foxbury or Britechester. So then is our degree selection. Did we decide what we wanted to put her into?
I think she'd be really good in writing, maybe.
Writing. Okay, so
think
we've
she
got
got it.
languages and literature. And in this, you can see what the benefits of these degrees are and what specific careers that they add to. You have up to 4 classes and an elective. If we do 3 classes and an elective, and then you decide that you want to go to 4 classes, you will lose your elective. You can only have 4 classes max.
Becca, can you explain a little bit more about what an elective class for some folks that aren't familiar?
So this is something that we didn't realize was so
American.
American. Elective classes are fun classes. So, my person is a writer, but maybe they want to learn how to make drinks. So, mixed ability mixology. These are really interesting names, and I don't know what they all are. So, Pride in Prepositions is amazing. Okay, so we're going to go crazy. We're going to do 4 classes our first semester.
An interesting semester, an interesting term.
So next is your housing selection. You can stay at your home lot. You can move off campus to another lot. So if you say want to go and you have city living and you want to go live in an apartment or something. Or we have university housing. And in university housing, these are a new type of venue, and these are specific to university. So we are going to choose this Drake Hall, and we will show you what some of more of the other options are later. And then you have 2 options for paying for your school. Is you can pay with your household funds, or if you don't have enough, you can pay with a student loan. I'm going to do this just because it's fun.
Yeah. I mean, along with scholarships and loans, we're trying to give players more options to be able to play and afford a university.
Yeah. And so then this takes you into this split and merge. You won't actually be able to move anybody else at this time, but if you do say they had no money on this half, we could, then add 50,000 simoleons and say, there you go, that's enough money for you to go to university with.
Very generous.
I'm generous? Oh. I mean, that really depends on what you want to do. If you're like a parent and you're like, nope, you got to work your way through school.
Yes. You can tell all kinds of stories.
Yeah. One of those things is that you can work a job while going to school, but you will not, it won't stop your classes from being at the same time. So be careful.
Your Sims will have to manage their schedule. They might have to miss work to go to school or vice versa.
Okay, so this is one of our dorms on campus. It is on a penthouse lot, and we have pre-built these because one of the things about university housing is that while active Sims are living there, you will not be able to enter build by. And that is just because it's kind of a storytelling thing. I mean, I wouldn't be able to go paint the walls at my university housing. That would be kind of madness. But so here we want to kind of show you that is a locked thing. If you really do want to do it, the cheat that allows you to enter build by on locked lots will work here. So just so you know, and that is the bb.enable free build.
It's also really hot in this room, so this is the part where we're definitely going to take off these graduation robes.
And Azure and I are like kind of matching, which is fun because we love the new outfits that are coming in this pack. Okay, so in university housing, you will see that there are a lot of people here, and many of these are going to be your roommates. So we have a new system called Roommates, and those, for university housing, those Sims come in and are just populated based on the number of beds in your lot. There is a maximum amount of, 10 Sims total, which includes your Sims, so you can have up to 9 roommates. And we also have a cool bed claiming. So if you see, if I hover, this bed has been claimed by this roommate. But if I want to go through and I want to assign beds and say, I want this bed, I just give that bed to myself. One of the really good things to do in this area is to actually, not that one, that button, is if I want to say, hey, only myself, that's not myself. Wrong button. Lock door for everyone but myself. And then let's see who my roommate is. Oh, I don't have a roommate.
Not yet.
You can pick one.
Okay, here, let's see. Assign bed to, let's bring her in, and then unlock for this Sim. And then that way, only my Sim and that Sim can come into our room. We've got a common area with one single computer and a little bit of room if you need to do your homework. So as I said, these are locked lots. But how do you kind of get to put your own personality here? We have a few new live drag objects. So like this poster, I can say, oh, I don't want that poster, that can go over there. And I can go buy new objects from our university kiosk. There are 2 of these in each of the university neighborhoods. So I want to buy university items. And I'm gonna make her run over here.
Yeah. I know some of you guys mentioned what you're seeing at the dorms. We did do bathroom stalls as well as shower
Oh,
stalls.
sorry.
No worries. People are getting excited about it, so I'm just gonna confirm that's there.
That's old news to us. So, in this, you have your books that you can do, any of the books that you want. So if I am languages and literature, I can buy a book here to help myself. If you lose your homework at any point, you can buy it from a bookcase or you can buy it from here.
Pro tip.
It happens. These are some cool rugs. So I'm gonna take a rug, I'm gonna take a lamp.
I like the Pixel one.
Oh, which one?
The
The rug. Sorry. And then I'm going to buy a few things so that I can close off my side of the room. And then a cute little plant and more cute plants. Posters and pennants and little mirrors. So there's...
Pal.
Huh?
Let's get a porta pal.
Okay.
Sorry.
I mean, we do have a lot of money, so I don't mind spending it all. Now, what's in here is not all of what's in the catalog of build, but because we didn't want to explode this too much, so we just tried to keep it a little bit. And there's a bicycle, so we're just gonna buy one of those and we'll play with it a little bit later. Soccer ball, and a mini fridge, and this cool chest, and this computer, and man, school costs a lot. Oh wait,
You got two mini fridges.
I don't need another mini fridge. Ooh, juice cake. And a microwave. Okay, so now that I've bought all that stuff, I can come back up here to my room, and let's...
You're on speed 3.
Oh no, speed 3. Okay, let us see what we've got. Now we can pause and do this too. So I got little plants, and my computer, and let's see, the lamp, the rug, and the mini fridge. And so the mini fridge will allow you to put a few objects on top. I believe mostly the microwave and the coffee maker are like your key ones, but you know, if I wanted to, let's put the mini fridge back for a moment. If I want to put, you know, this little decoration on top, I can also do that. But, you know, I always had, in college, I had a mini fridge with a microwave, so that's what I'm going to do. And then this cool chest, although I'm kind of ran out of room, so let us... Don't forget that your caret keys will let you rotate in this mode. If you need it, that is how you do it. Let's see. Nope, not enough room. Man, these rooms are tiny. Let's see, can we get it in here?
Just like
Haha. There we go. Okay, so the cool thing about this chest is that it's actually an individual inventory, so I can put all of my stuff in here. And you can also put some things on top.
Now, Rebecca, is that like an individual inventory?
Yeah, so these are unique to each individual chest. So if you want a chest for each of your Sims, you will be able to buy one and use it. And what you can do is, what's my name, Chloe? Mm-hmm. Set label, Chloe. Oh, okay. I can type. Chloe's. I can not spell. Stuffs. Or is that with a Z? No. Stuffs. I'm weird, don't mind me. Okay, so now you can see that we've decorated out this room a little bit with stuff that I like. And
I have a question. What is also available in terms of what you can get from the mini fridge?
Ooh, mini fridge. Okay, so the mini fridge in general will work like a regular fridge. There are some limitations on university housing lots because you don't have a kitchen. So if we look at this, you can make microwave meals because I have a microwave. We did add a few items such as pizza rolls and instant noodles, and I believe, we added a burrito, but I don't know if it's a burrito. But so instant noodles, college staple, can't go wrong, right? Oh, she was trying to ride around her bike. So that's all of our cool stuff to start with. One other thing that we did add is that the laptops now have some, let's see if I can remember where it is. No, I think it's household.
Computer security settings?
Oh, there. Thank you. Sorry. Computer security settings. So like the doors, you can now lock the computer for everyone but my sim. Only my sim can use this. Yeah. So.
In terms of other places to eat, I know you mentioned there's no kitchen here. If you don't have a mini fridge, where else can you eat?
So we have, let me turn us around, and we are going to load over into this lot. So we have two other new venues, which are our Ubright Commons and Foxbury Commons. Ubright is our abbreviation for University of Brightchester. You will see that sometimes in places Because University of Brightchester is really fancy, but we're cool kids now, right?
Yes.
Maybe. Okay.
We didn't really talk about the layout of the world, but as Rebecca went through enrollment, there are 2 universities that you can choose from. There are 2 different neighborhoods, and we also have a 3rd neighborhood, which is the town you can go to where the library and the bar is at, if you kind of just want to step away from the campus.
And I saw that someone asked if you had a full rotation of seasons at the universities, and if you have seasons, yes, you do.
We do not have seasons currently installed.
We do not.
Okay, so this is our cafeteria station. Okay, we're waiting for people to appear. So currently it's closed, and you will get Sims that come in and come to staff it, and it'll only be open at certain times of the day. So you have to pay attention, and you have to see when food is there. You can get water, and you can order food, and there's a little prank, you know. I like this one a lot, actually.
Spice.
I named that one because I thought it was adorable. We'll just add a little spice. Okay, so stop doing your homework. It's not important right now. Obviously, I was an awful student.
You know, one of the biggest beats that we were trying to get with university is like the balance and the whole experience of university. So going to class, making sure you feed and take care of your Sims, as well as like their social life. So you'll see a lot of this throughout the playthrough.
Okay, and from here you will be able to order. There's specific menus for each day of the week, and then there's specific menus for breakfast, lunch, dinner. So I'm gonna get a grilled cheese because, you know, that feels appropriate.
So commons do have hours, right? What happens if it's closed and you still need to eat?
There's a microwave.
There's microwave. Sometimes there's stalls too, right? Out in the...
Yeah. So there is a food stall out here that has, it's like a coffee cart, so you can get quick little, let's see, what food? To-go food. So sweetbread, scones, cinnamon rolls, chocolate croissant, those type of things that you might get in the morning with your coffee. So, the student commons will also have other people hanging out. There's a debate practice in here. There's some like poetry readings over here, and there's just a lot of little things. You can hang out in here, do your homework. There's some fancy research machines, and these will let you study and research for your classes.
There's also other events, right, that happen at the commons? There's like cram sessions.
Yeah, so those are a little more down low, and they're just kind of like how you watch how people react. So a lot of times people will be studying really hard, or they'll be goofing off, and you should be able to see that through the through the other Sims themselves. I can talk. Okay, what day is it? We're still on Saturday?
Yes, we are still on Saturday.
So this is, let me get us into some of our cool views.
Looks like someone pranked the Brightchester statue in the middle of
I'm really sad about that, so maybe we'll go clean that off. And then here's another awesome view of our campus. So, I gotta be careful. Tab mode is a little dangerous. This building over here is actually our school's sports area. So on Sundays there'll be soccer, and so this tells you what the schedule is. If you want to have soccer here in New Bright, you'll go on Saturday at 6, and esports will be Fridays at 6. So we can put up some banners, we can join a sports team. I'm not going to do that right now, but that's where you want to do it.
There's Larry!
Oh, Larry the lobster!
Wait a minute, this is the wrong school for Larry.
What is he doing?
Coming over to prank?
Oh, he might be coming over here because this is Darby. And this is our school's mascot. And we're just being awesome because it's the soccer day today at our school.
But Larry's creeping.
Larry's starting some trouble.
They like to be mean. So,
just a little friendly rivalry here.
I don't know. I don't think we have enough rivalry between the three of us. Is the problem? Maybe we should have gotten
very
someone
friendly.
No. So
I'm sure Larry
They
had a
don't
very
like
good
each
reason.
other. Oh, and as you see, one of the fun things is that like sometimes when they get in a fight, they lose their heads. Yeah. Pump up Brightchester. Okay.
Funny.
Okay, I'm gonna pull a question. Are the classes rabbit holes or active? The classes are rabbit hole. What'd you say?
Oh, nothing. Sorry, I got
The
distracted.
classes are rabbit hole. The reason that is what we're trying to do is like the experience. So we're trying to pull a lot of the activities outside. So when you are going to university, you go to your classes, you study. There's an end of term requirement, whether it's a presentation, an exam, or a paper, as well as kind of other things you need to do to study for your classes. The rabbit holes also have office hours and like skill classes you can go to and guest lectures. I know progression, which we'll talk a little bit more when we kind of get into robotics. They kind of unlock other opportunities there as well.
Yeah. So sitting on classes, you can sit on anything. This is kind of like having that elective, but you only go to one class. So if I want to get some rocket science skill, I can just sit in on this class. After my sim goes to the restroom, I would like her
But
to
you
ride
won't
around.
get credit for classes that you sit in on. It's just visiting, kind of like auditing.
Okay, ride bike around. Let's see if we can do this.
Some questions about bikes. Can you ride bikes in the other worlds that we've created? The answer is yes.
Where'd she go? Oh no, it's gonna be bad, isn't it? She's got to be a little smarter about this.
She rides a bike like me.
That's pretty good for tight spaces.
Yeah. So we're just gonna follow her around for a bit.
She's going to give us a little tour of Rochester. A little more about roommates too. So you do have roommates when you move into university housing. The game gives you roommates. Roommates have their own quirks. Some of them are really helpful. Others are really messy and annoying. You also, if you live off lot in any of the worlds, you can place an ad on the computer or your phone to get roommates in your regular residential homes. And it's super great because right around bill time, they give you a little money to help you out with those bills.
I mean, that's why you get roommates most of the time, right? Okay. So, let us see. What else? Trying to see if there was anything else we needed to cover.
Can you visit here if you aren't going to university?
Yes. So one of the biggest fears I think people have said is that not getting to visit here for university. But you can visit either university, you can visit the town that's in between them. No matter what, you can come here. And one of the fun things actually with these, sorry, I'm going the wrong way. These university kiosks is that we actually have some info. So in a way that you can do this is, you know, kind of a storytelling way is like, oh, I'm a student, you know, I'm a high school student. I want to know more about this. So this tells me about the scholarships, how terms work, how class grade works, and enrollment, and then organization events. So something like this is an organization. And this is, I can't use the URL.
Larry found his head.
That's good. So, well, I'm going to cancel this and just show you guys myself. But there are organizations for each university. So Brightchester Spirit Corps, which is going on right now. There's an art society, and there's a debate guild. This is the one that we were saying, you know, they practice sometimes in the commons. And then if you're going to Foxbury, we have the Bot Savants, the Foxbury Spirit Squad, and the Brainiacs. So what you want to do, as you can see over here, is that if you're not part of anything, you can go to people that are part of this and say, you know, start introducing yourself and asking more about how to be an organization member. I like fast forwarding.
I like the face paint.
Yes.
I mean, it's very
Cool.
fun. Will you stop riding around? It's not that cool. It's very cool. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh no, the event ended.
The event is over.
Okay, so
We're supposed
when...
to the graffiti.
Huh? Oh, right? Okay. We're trying to do too much, aren't we?
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
She's jumping into school.
As you just mentioned earlier.
Yeah, let's clean up our statue. So there are ways that you can prank the other school's statue. There are ways that you can clean up, and there's also things like make offering for success. So I can, why not? Let's offer my food after
What does
I
that
clean it up.
mean? If you want to know more about making offerings, you can go to the research machine and kind of do some research there.
That's cool. So people are really rude from Foxbury, and we need to clean this up. Sorry, I don't have a preferred school of choice, do I? Okay. Offering.
What are the other pranks that you can do?
On the statues. So we have a yarn bomb, we have a toilet paper, and we have deface. And
Which is what you just saw.
each statue is different, so they work. They look a little bit different. I'm not going to do any of that to my own. I mean, come on.
Fair.
Fair. Okay. It is about time that you should go to sleep because I want it to be morning. That is not my house, is it? Wait, no, this is my house, isn't it? You know what? Just go home. They look the same. I'm sorry. You're probably gonna get confused, but I also think that's realistic because I would always we had duplicate dorms everywhere at my school. Like we had one that had the food and was like the main dorm, and then we had two side-by-side ones over there, and the ones that I lived in were two side-by-side ones that looked identical. So it's realistic.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna forget where you live for a while. So is there anything else that we want to talk about in this area? I guess actually we have the shower stalls. We can talk about those. So we have toilet stalls and a wall shower. And these are fun things. Obviously, a lot of people have been asking for these. So we do have two types of stalls, and one is this very full-sized, no gaps. And then we kind of have another one that's over-exaggerated on the gaps because we think it's funny. Because everyone gets so mad at American toilet stalls because they have so much gap. So we kind of emphasized it. I'm going to wake him up. Prank the toilet. I don't know. And then...
These are really helpful too when you're building dorms, just because they enable a lot of Sims to take care of their needs at the same time. So I think that they're really necessary for dorms.
Yeah. I don't know. I think one of the fun things about these is that then you can put them in maybe like a gym or something like
you
that.
want to build your own venue.
Yeah. And so there are some rules where like kids and teens still won't use these around other people, but adults will stand side by side and use it. They might get a little embarrassed by the fact that they're very open and anyone can see it.
Someone asks if there's a curtain.
Someone's gonna use the toilet.
It's open.
Hold on, I need to see if this actually pranks well.
Everyone's like, "Where's the curtain?"
Oh. Oh, you got splashed. It's gross.
I never did that in the dorms.
Oh, that's so nasty.
I know it's broken.
So, as I mentioned earlier, these are penthouses, so we do have elevators to get up and down from. We have the trash chute, and we have a mailbox here, so that you can do your normal stuff that you would do. All of the lots in university housing can be changed to whatever you want that is available. So if you want to make this a commons instead of a dorm, you can do that.
Yeah.
You just have to make sure that nobody is currently living in them. And that means these active Sims that are down here in your play area, not the roommates. If there are roommates here, you'll be able to change it. But if you have any maid Sims, you will not be able to change
There's
it.
a couple of questions about maintenance. As these things break, what happens? Does your Sim have to go and do it?
So there are two things. There are roommates who like to fix up things. They like to clean, they like to fix up. Some actually end up breaking things, but, you know, that's besides the point. Or if you hire maintenance in a university housing, they will come and take care of it, and it won't be at any cost to you. There should be a maid that comes once a week at least and will pick up. She'll only pick up some things, like she'll mostly clean things, but she won't necessarily pick up things. So you have to deal with your roommates being messy, being dirty, and that's just kind of for the fun of it. It might be a little annoying, but I mean, roommates are kind of annoying.
You know,
so.
it's a bit of a luck game there. Sometimes you'll get
Yeah.
roommates that are super helpful. They clean everything. They're wonderful. They cook amazing food, and it's great. And then other times, not so much.
Yeah. And one of the cool things about roommates at home is that you kind of get to pick them, right?
Mhm. Yes. So when you are on a residential lot and you place an ad for a roommate, around 4 potential roommates will come to your house per day.
Going the wrong way.
And you, as the player, can direct your sim to choose which roommates come to live with them. You can also kick them out if you really dislike living with them.
We got toilet papered.
Yeah, I know. These people.
Foxbury is just
So-
on it.
I don't, it's just mean.
There's a couple questions about pets and and kids. So you can come and visit the campus when you have pets and kids, but you do have to live off campus.
So, as I said, you can change what any of these lots are here. So if you want to change a lot to a residential, you can have pets and kids on the neighborhood world. You cannot have them in university housing. And right now we have preset everything as university housing or our student commons. So with what we've started you with, you will not be able to, but if you choose to go and make it a residential, you'll be able to tell that story.
Are we going to go
So-
over to Foxbury soon, or was there
I was
still
gonna
something you
show
wanted to see
off.
at Bright
There
Chester?
should be an event happening, although, like, just so you know, our screen's a little cut off, so I can't actually see what time it is. But at 10 o'clock, there is an event happening here. Ooh, Steve's helping me.
9:30 p.m.
So I'm just kind of
almost
zooming
10.
forward.
Almost 10.
It should be at 10 o'clock on Sunday.
Noon?
Nope,
That
there
was
it is.
the other one.
Well, that's why we're trying to show off this one, because it.
Here we go.
So, the fun one down here is our modeling. So, if I want to figure paint, which is something new, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And I can come down here, and I've got a model for me in the park for this afternoon or morning. I don't know what time of day it is anymore.
Morning.
It's morning.
It's morning here, too.
So, I'm not that great at the painting, but
She'll get better.
You can improve your skills.
So there are lots of events like this that happen at both universities throughout the day. So even just leaving the house, there'll be plenty of opportunities for your Sims to meet other students and to make friends. That's a really big part of the experience.
and this is part of the art society, so if is that the correct name?
Yeah.
Art Society, yeah. So, if you do want to join the Art Society, you'll see that these are members of it, and again, we can try and make friends with those people. Okay, so now that we've seen a lot of Brightchester, let us go to the world and
So there's a lot of show us the map. So maybe
Well-
we'll just like pause for a little bit so
Yeah.
you guys can take a look at the
perfect
map.
timing. Yeah, we're trying to load as little as possible, so you'll hopefully forgive us. Okay, so this over here is Brightchester, where we just were. There is our student commons, and then there is where we were living, the other dorms, and this is a smaller, like, cottage-style university housing. When you start the game, there are people living here. If you don't want to play with them, you'll want to go to the other one, or you can move them out before then. And that's just something that some people, I feel like, want to just like start and they don't want to have to like work through this. These two are already, you know, in their classes and they're ready to go as soon as you want to start playing. So over here is Foxbury, and we have our other two dorms, and again, one of our premates. And then we have our student commons and a cottage, which we'll show you. We've actually made it residential just to show off some things that you can't do in university housing. And then this is our town. We've got a library for you to go study at. We've got a pub, which is a university hangout. Things cost a little less there, more students. And then we've got 3 homes. We've got our starter home for you to move into if you want to move directly into this world, but not necessarily into student housing. And then we've got 2 families. We've actually pulled the Pleasants in from Sims 2, correct? And so they're twins. They're also already in university housing. In university, and they go to opposite schools, and so that's kind of the fun thing about them. And then we've got a little bit of an older family that's kind of, their stories like they grew up here and then the students all started coming in and they're like a little grumpy about it. And then they've got their teen that is, so this is their like grandson who's hanging out and living with them and preparing for school. So you've got a little bit of a way to, different ways to experience this world.
Can you talk a little bit about the new lot traits this time?
So we have, as I said, we have 2 lot traits. So on the library, you'll see both of these. Study spot, which will get people to study. People will learn their skills faster. And also, like, when you're studying, you don't get as exhausted by it as fast. University student hangout, as I mentioned, it should bring in more students. Any food, drinks should cost less on that lot because obviously students hang out there because they hang out there because it's cheap. So those are the fun things that you can do with those.
I saw a question about if elders could attend university. Yes. Young adults, and elders can all attend university.
Okay. And teens can just kind of prepare themselves for university. Okay.
They can do university visits, kind of like when you are getting ready to figure out what school you want to apply to and visit and find out information, like Rebecca said, in the kiosk, and kind of just walk around.
Yeah, and you might see a few wandering teens going around the universities while you're there.
There was a question about whether you can get pregnant. You can if you're in university housing. You just may have to move because you're adding another sim.
It's also one of those things, like, storytelling wise, we can't provide you all of the things that you need for your children, so it is better to find another place to live. Now, again, like we've done here, if you change it to residential and you still want to live on campus, you can, because we're here, and you will be able to do that and still go to university. You can go to university from anywhere.
Yeah.
And that is one of those things that, if you want to stay at home with mom and dad, you can, and then come to university.
We also didn't make bunk beds this pack, which doesn't mean it's out of the question, but looking at kind of the different types of layouts in university in different areas of the world, bunk beds were less common, so we kind of chose to do the more normal layout.
You want to check out this out first?
We can. So at Foxbury, that is the university that has the distinguished science degrees. So all 3 of the Sims that we have living here are enrolled in a science major. And if we want to just pop over to, I don't think you have to travel at all. You just have to swing over to...
Most of our events are...
What are the kind of things that we can do at the bot contest?
The bot contest, when you go, you'll basically see the Bot Savants. They are an organization that's all about robotics, and you'll see them showing off their different bots that they made. You'll see servos walking around, quadcopters, and you'll basically kind of get to see all of these bots that later, when we go back home, we'll show you how you can craft them.
So we have fixing bots. This one's a cleaning bot, I think,
There's
but
a
he's
cleaner
running
bot,
away from
there's
me.
a gardener bot, there's a fixer bot, there's a party bot. I'm missing one.
Sorry.
Nope, I think I got them all.
And there's some food for you.
And they help you out around the house. And then also Servo can do all of those things for you as well.
Servo. Okay. Come on.
If we go back home, we can show them how we activate Servo.
Oh, sure. Let us see. I'm going to...
So one thing, I don't know if we mentioned, when you go here and if you've built your own bot, you can enter them into the contest as well.
Okay, so who would you like me to activate?
Actually, the first sim down there, she's the one who built him, Aubrey. And then, so I've already pre-built this Servobot. It's kind of the top tier reward for the robotics skill. And as you progress through the robotics skill, you'll be able to make all kinds of things on this robotics table. If you want to click on it, you can go ahead and activate Servo.
Oh.
And you can make materials to make different bots and toys. You can make materials to make cybernetics on the, like tech wearables on the, yes.
Activate. Do you want it to be...
Either one.
Female.
Whichever one you want.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That has been chosen.
And then you can take all of the things that you make on the robotics table and actually make bots and all kinds of other things as well. And again, Servo is something that you unlock at the top of the skill. There's also a new career, an engineer career with 2 different branches, a mechanical branch and a computer engineer branch. And they have special rewards that you can only unlock to create on the robotics table through progressing in the career. So there's Servo. When you activate Servo, Servo is added to your household. So Servo is a sim. You can change Servo's name. You can, if you click on Servo, you can change Servo's appearance. Actually, can you select and play as Servo and then click on him?
Okay.
So, popular question, can you woohoo with Servo?
You can
The answer
woohoo
is
with
yes.
Servo.
If that's what you want to do.
But Servos cannot procreate.
Modify.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what would you like to do first?
So here is where you can, servos come with their own personalities and their own traits, but you can also reprogram them to be what you want them to be. You can also rename Servobot. Every servo comes with the name Servobot, but you can name them whatever you would like. Let's see. Alyssa is a great name. Matilda also.
I love Matilda. It's like one of my favorite books.
Mm-hmm. Mila, let's go with that one.
Mila. I don't know. What's a cool, like, engineering... Electric.
0100.
Perfect.
I don't know what it'd actually be saying, so I'd be terrified.
Can you
of
click
doing
on servo again?
Mhm.
And this is also the way that you can click on the servo. And then, let's see,
hover mode?
modify Mila Electric. And then change appearance.
Okay.
So this is where you can choose what you want servo to look like. Golden brown is my favorite.
I was just thinking I was like
Fancy.
gold.
Ooh, there we go.
Where are you, Servo?
She looks very
Mila.
fancy. I like that.
Ah.
One thing about Servo, you're going to want to watch having Servo take showers. You're going to want to watch out for Servo in the bathtub, Servo in the rain, Servo swimming. Servos and water do not mix. So there should be a sim who can repair Servo if Servo gets in trouble like that.
Okay, cool. So, what else do you want to show off around here?
There are a bunch of other things in this household that I've already set up. One of my favorites is actually that mechanical suit right there.
Okay.
Maybe we can have him go and put that on.
Equip.
So the Exomech suit is actually a reward from the mechanical branch of the engineering career. And so Sims can put it on, and then if you want to click on him and do enable engage hover mode.
Fancy.
Azure, while we wait, can you talk a little bit more about the engineering career?
Absolutely. So the engineering career is a new career in Discover University. You do not have to go all the way through university to join the career. You can join the career right away if you would like to. Although if you do the computer engineering or the physics degrees, that will give you certain boosts when you're joining the engineering career. In the engineering career, one branch is a computer engineer. You're going to want to learn programming. You're going to want to up your robotics skill. In the mechanical career, you're going to want to have handiness and robotics skill. And both of them kind of enable you to make all kinds of cool stuff on the robotics table. We have the Utilibots, we have toys like little chatterbots that you can give to children that look like little toy robots, quadcopters that Sims can fly around and are fun, and then of course the utility bots. The party bot is my favorite.
I know, it seems like the most appropriate.
When you activate the party bot, it'll play music,
I don't
Sims
know,
around
it's-
it will dance. You can also get food from the party bot, it's pretty cool. The gardening bot is super useful. If you have a huge garden and your Sims really don't have time to maintain it, the gardening bot will actually go around and it will weed, water, like basically take care of your garden, and the only thing that your Sims will have to do is harvest the fruits of its labor. And then the fixer bot is great. It just goes around and tries to fix everything that your Sims break in the house. And the cleaner bot does the same thing, but for cleaning everything that your Sims made dirty. One pro tip, if you have seasons and it's raining, find your bots and turn them off, because water does not mix with the utility bots either.
Okay. So.
Let's see if we can actually get our fellow here. I forget what I named him. But let's see if we can get him to walk around so that we can see that hover mode happen.
Two other careers, the new careers that we're not diving into, is law career, which has two branches, the judge branch and private lawyer, and then also education, which you can become a professor or you do the administrative track.
I love hover mode. It's one of my favorite things. We actually made hover mode for Servo. You can engage hover mode on Servo, and then it will basically change their walk style so that they'll hover everywhere. But I'm really glad that we put it on the Exomech suit as well, so that your Sims have the opportunity to hover around.
Yeah.
The Exomech suit has two pieces. It has a suit, and then it also has a helmet. The helmet will allow you to do some special things. Servo has the ability to scan for a Sim's traits and also to scan for their mood. When you have the Exomech helmet, you can do the same thing. The same thing with the computer glasses, which are a reward for being a computer engineer.
Cool.
There are lots of things that you can make on the robotics table. Kind of as your Sim is progressing bit by bit, we unlock various things that can help them around the house that will really, I think, make gameplay like really fun for players.
And Azure, can you talk a little bit about the career experience?
When you're starting off as an engineer, you're kind of starting off as an intern. You're learning about robotics. The career will push you towards learning about robotics, learning about handiness, learning about programming. And then as you progress, you gain more and more skill in those things, and all the way up to being an expert engineer, an expert mechanical and computer engineer. Let's see, what else did I want to talk about in terms of, can we go back downstairs?
Yeah.
There is also, let's see, maybe we can order some food from that party bot. One thing about servos, they don't need food. They don't need to drink anything. They will run out of battery, and usually when that happens, you can tell them to recharge themselves, or they'll just like kind of stop where they are and recharge themselves. Servos also have a new, oh, there it is, pancakes.
Do I just grab it, or? Oh, okay.
That's so funny.
Okay. He's bouncing a lot, so number.
Can we show servos commodities?
If I can remember.
So Servo has different needs than humans have. You'll see that there's durability and charge. So charge is what I was talking about before. Servo will need to recharge himself or herself every so often. Durability is new in that servos kind of wear down after a while. This is something where Servo needs someone else in the house to help them out. They will need a tune-up every once in a while, and Sims with robotic skill can help servos do that.
And robotic skill is one thing that's new to the pack. There is a second skill that's new, which is the research and debate skill.
I wanted to show off something.
There's also a whole enhancement system for bots. So because, as you can see, our cleaner bot is kind of having a bit of a tough time. If you look, cleaner bot has a big red kind of light on it. Can you hover over for a second? So you can see that the battery is low at 16%, and also the durability is kind of in the middle. So what'll happen is that Servo will need to be placed back on the workstation so that a sim, or I mean not servo, but that utilibot will need to be placed back on the workstation so that a sim can give it a tune-up and a bit of a repair. There's an enhancement system for both the utilibots and the servos, where if your sim enhances them or if servos self-enhances themselves, things like battery life and durability will actually wear down at a slower rate. So it'll make it easier as the player goes by if they do enhance servo and the bots.
Azure, do you know if teens can build robots?
Teens can gain robotic skill and build robots, yes.
Okay. There's a fun little discuss important robot things, and I need to know what this is. So we're gonna watch.
I love servo.
I think he's trying to kill us.
So,
They're plotting something.
and Andrew, as you're building these robots, can you like make a business out of it if you have retail?
Absolutely. You can sell all kinds of robots. You can actually, when you're building a utilibot or a servo and you've finished, you actually can sell them right away for money, kind of like paintings. Or you can actually create like your whole retail experience where you set up your bots and you're like selling them to customers that come in.
So I'm actually gonna take us into the town to show that off a little bit and hang out at the bar. You know,
Yeah.
college students.
Yeah,
We can show off our cool new servo with us.
And after you touched this a little bit earlier, there's a question on whether robots can die.
Robots will die. They will die if you don't take care of them, if you don't maintain them. Servo is actually immortal. Servo doesn't age as long as you are keeping your servo tuned and repairing your servo. When your servo breaks, your servo will be alive. When your servo is introduced to water, they rust and they break pretty quickly. If you allow your servo's durability to go into a critical state, it can get broken. Your servo will stay there and be broken for quite some time to kind of give your sim or repairman or a fixer bot, time to actually go and fix servo. But if you do not, servo will turn into a scrap pile. And the same about utility bots. So if you see your utility bot outside kind of broken, definitely get to it and repair it. Otherwise, you'll just have a pile of
It
scrap.
looks like there's a discount going on.
Yeah, so this is what we were mentioning earlier, is ordering drinks. You do get discounts at this university housing lot.
They really don't like Brightchester.
That's
they all just
because
hang out in the bar. and
these are
just
all
talk.
Foxbury students, and so they're doing Foxbury chair. Well, the university hangout is, both universities, so you got some give and take.
Some rivalry.
Aw, that's so mean. Okay. So this.
That's a newer interaction too to this area, right? The school cheer.
Yeah, school cheer, and you have I think it's based on which school you attend. You can do either the Brightchester chair or the Foxbury chair. So this lovely place is our town, and so we have our pub, and actually something that I didn't mention in the other areas is we do have open swimming areas. So I can go here and swim. Up here is our library, and you can see it kind of looks out on the whole town. We have some cool little streets that are kind of like the steep streets that we're used to here in San Francisco.
I saw a
And-
question about will the repair bot repair itself? No. So if your bot is broken, your bot is not functioning. So you definitely need another sim or a different repair bot or a servo to go and repair it.
This is our townhomes and everything. And then over here, we've got a cool castle. It's kind of like what this town used to be and everything. And there's actually something over here that I'm thinking something
It's a
interesting
mystery.
might happen soon.
There is a question about whether you can have relations with your teachers. You definitely can build relationship with them, and I think you have to wait until you graduate, right, in order to kind of continue.
I know that there are some ways that you can
Yeah.
possibly
that's
get
what
some
you want
bonuses
to
to
tell.
grades.
All kind of stories you
Yeah.
can tell.
Yeah, definitely with the debate. If you are doing research and debate skills, one of the many interactions you can do is convince your teachers to kind of give you a better grade and things like that.
So, it's nighttime here, and this has been here for a long time. So there's some, there might be some cool things that go on around here.
Yeah, it's a beautiful little town. I think the World
there's
Team did a really good job.
people.
Who's that?
Well, let's see. I'm gonna come over here. I don't know. They look mighty secretive.
They look shady.
Shady. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I gotta stretch it out.
Let's see. I want to know what this is. So, let's
Why don't
see.
you ask them?
Secret Society. Ooh, ask about this strange gathering. Hey, come back here. Where are you going, Sim? Oh, man.
She wanted to talk to somebody else.
She'll come back. Eventually. Come on. I didn't get it fast enough.
Okay, let me see if I can grab some more questions.
There we go. Oh.
Um,
So, what is this strange little thing?
Yeah. What's with all the hand gestures, huh, guys?
We're just
What?
having a midnight gardening club. I don't know what you're talking about. Let's get out of here.
they're running away.
So, I guess we can't show off what all that is about.
Yeah, to learn a little bit more about them, I think you can research on the research machine, do interesting things at the statue.
They're not super friendly. Yeah, you can't find out about what they're doing just from talking to them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Otherwise it wouldn't really be a secret, would it? Okay. So, that is some of what we wanted to show off. Is there anything else we wanted to talk about in the town? And if not, we'll just go back and check out some of the cool new objects that we have in this game.
Yep.
Did we talk about like homework and presentations and those
I don't
types
think
of
we've
things?
done that yet.
So when your sim enrolls in school, they get a homework notebook, and that is the
It
let's
might
see.
load on you soon, so just be
It's
careful.
definitely not in there. It might be at home.
Oh, there's one, but he just disappeared. So it's cool. I just sent them home, so we'll do it in a moment.
Let's switch over to them.
There is a lot of questions about scholarship, so maybe we can go back and like open the panel of the types of scholarship.
Perfect. So your homework notebook, the way that you kind of can progress and get good grades is by doing your homework for every single class. For every class, you can do that with the homework notebook object, which is right there.
So she's already done the homework for this, but I could do the homework for the programming principles.
If we show on the career panel is where you'll actually see information about all of her classes. And if we move down, you can see where she's completed her homework. You can also see that for one of her classes, she needs to take a final exam. For the other class, she'll need to submit a term paper. To submit a term paper, she needs to write her paper using the computer. And then she can also edit it when it's done and then finally submit it. The paper will actually tell you if it is, poor quality or outstanding quality. So you as a player will have control over what she is submitting.
Yeah.
There's also, she doesn't have a class that does this right now, but there are some classes that require presentations, and that will give you a presentation board in your Sims inventory that they'll have to work on. They can also practice their presentation. They can organize it and really work on it before they actually go and present at their rabbit hole class.
And one of the things you have to remember is to go present it, because I don't think that will happen.
It's not
automatic.
enough just to go to class.
It doesn't. Think about it as like your final. Like if you miss your final, you get dinged quite a bit.
So you have to go and say, give this presentation.
And that will be an option on the presentation board. So when you're finished with your presentation, when your sim has done all that they can to practice and to reorganize it, then there will be an option to present it, and they'll actually leave to go do that.
If you look at the panel again, when Becca had it, there was
sorry.
questions about, no worries, about term days. When you enroll, it'll tell you how long your term is, and I think it's 6 days or 5 days. 5 days. But if you enroll before school starts, it'll just tell you.
Yeah. And it's 5 work days too, so the weekends don't count.
I'm just gonna move that out of the way real quick.
Pro tip, if you start your term in the middle of the week, you'll have the weekend to work on your term paper and some other stuff.
Yeah. One thing that's that you do if you join an organization too, some of the stuff in organizations actually helps with your grades as well. Whether it's like the study group or like the bot savants, it's kind of to help your grade as well.
No!
Sorry, I just put it in the inventory for a little bit so we can have a
This is
little bit of
ping
a.
pong table. Are you setting up for a party?
I could
Hey.
set
Maybe
up
we
for a
just
party.
delete some of the that
Yeah,
chair or something.
people are. Who
He
needs
was
chairs for a
using that,
party?
Rebecca.
I don't care. Do I look like I care?
So in
No.
terms of like what you need to do to graduate, I think you need to do 12 courses.
Yes.
And then the terms are kind of based on like how many classes you want to take
intersecting?
per term.
If you want to get through college really quickly, you're going to need to
angry at me.
take 4 classes like
Oh.
each term.
Yeah.
But if you want to kind of take your time and have more time to spend on organizations and making friends, then maybe 2 or 3 classes would be better.
The sim was in the way. I was like, why can't I put this here? Because my
Juice
sim's in the way. But you know what?
pong.
It's one of those where I can move it. So I'll just put it back where. No.
Yes, your Sims can get multiple degrees.
Okay.
If you finish one degree and you want to go
understand
back
why
to
it won't let me go
school, you
inside.
totally can.
Really won't let me put it inside. I wonder. Okay, don't mind us, bugs. Don't see
Are
anything.
we going to play ping pong?
Yes, we are. Would you like to
juice
play
pong?
ping pong or juice pong?
Juice pong.
Okay. Hey, juice pong. Oh, I only have 2 sims. Well, let's just do regular juice pong then. And against you. I'm gonna actually rotate us around, so be warned. Okay. Now we can see this. She's not very good.
She's not very good at juice pong.
Yeah.
He is not
He's
very good
fairly
either,
not
so
good.
I mean, this is anyone's game.
And he's very upset by that.
One of the fun things about Juice Pong too is if you throw a party and there are different people who go to Foxbury or Brightchester, you can actually play against your rivals, and your Sims will get some special buffs when they beat the rival school's team.
Yeah.
There's a question
Actually-
if you can take 1 class per day. I think depending on what class you select, you can have more than 1 class a day.
Realized I actually had set up some cool views of this town.
It's
And I actually
beautiful.
really like seeing it at night, so I wanted to show them off. This one's actually, I think, my favorite.
Is the music from intro in the game there Ari Lennox? Yes.
Yes. So there is a hip hop station that is actually now available for all players, not just players who get Discover University. And the songs that you saw that we were playing during the intro, they're all included in that.
There's still questions about
showing
term.
up.
The term is 5 days. Just to repeat, if once we're done here, if we can like pull back into the scholarship panel so people can
Oh,
see
yeah.
the
I mean,
scholarship.
I have another sim. I can pull her down. University scholarships. Let's apply for them.
That's another thing. You can see Servo in the corner. She's reading and researching. A part of what allows Servo to go to the next level of enhancement is learning skills. So you should encourage your Servo to learn different skills so that you can enhance them to be
Oh wow, she's
more
got a lot of
powerful.
scholarships available.
So, Brightchester residents,
So depending on
great
where you live, you can get
outdoors.
a scholarship.
food and drink,
So
skilled
she probably has skills in cooking, as my guess. Esports.
Video games.
and building the future.
There's a question about knowing like when the events are going on. You'll either get a pop-up TNS telling you the event is happening. If you explore the campus, you also will find events that are occurring.
Yeah. And then, I don't know. Let's see if we can tap the juice cake.
Cake stand?
Maybe. We gotta get it right first.
Your top.
No.
Oh, she matches.
No.
Yeah, all of the Sims
Oh, she's tired.
that we've been playing with today are
Just
wearing
kind
new
of-
clothing from Discover University. So and the clothing looks so cute. It's all stuff that I would wear.
It is really adorable.
Comfy and adorable.
Oh, he just won.
Nice.
Okay. So, let's see what else we got. We have a soccer ball.
There's some other tech wearables that you can create at the robotics table. I saw a lot of people talking about the robotic arm. That's something that you can make at the robotics table, and it actually helps you when you're crafting at the robotics table. You can learn robotic skill faster, and also it protects you from injuries that Sims get at the table.
So the term days are fixed. There's some questions about whether you can extend the term days. They're fixed to make sure you can kind of progress as you go. One thing we didn't really touch on is why you go to university, obviously to get the experience, but also to learn. So once you graduate, depending on what track, you can start career early and kind of get progression that way. So those are kind of the perks of graduating.
Cynthia is super great at soccer.
Yeah.
There's questions about sorority. We don't have a concept of sororities, but there are
The organizations and
Yeah.
I mean I can actually I think we're mostly done here, so if I go into Manage Worlds I can show off a little bit about how university housing UI looks.
Okay.
So
We can also do like gender specific dorms, right?
Yeah, you
So
can do
you can tell that
gender-specific
story.
dorms. You can also create your own club and have them be the only people who can live inside of a dorm.
So I'm gonna come over here and we're going to go into build mode. So as you notice, this house doesn't have anybody here, so I still can go into build mode and change it around.
Did we mention that if Sims live in your dorm, you cannot build in the
Yeah,
dorm?
so while any active Sims
Yes.
are there, you cannot live in the dorms and build. And so what we did do with the pre-mades is that we made one where it has like 2, and 2 like rooms of just 2s, and then we made one where it has like a single room and then a 3 room, just so that you have those different options. Like, do you want to tell your Sim has the 3-person room and they're really tired of it, or are they the ones that got the special 1-bedroom one? So in university housing, as I said, this is a lot type, venue type, and there are certain requirements. On these specific penthouse slots, you will be required to put the elevator, the mailbox, and the trash chute. But for other university housings, you will have to have the bed, a toilet, and a shower stall. Or not a shower stall, but a shower. You cannot have cooking or stoves. Anything that cooks things here, you won't be able to put those on. So if you see, if I put down this stove, it now becomes invalid. Like this, you cannot finish this building with that. And then of course, waste disposal. Don't forget that sometimes. Or your trash might,
Yeah.
pile up.
Pile up.
And on here, and this is similar to restaurants, is that we have the configuration panel. So here is where you decide, is this a Foxbury dorm or is this a Brightchester dorm? Like you have to choose one of the two. You cannot have people in university housing that go to the 2 separate universities. There are options to have no gender restrictions, or you can have male only, female only. And then in the affiliations, so if I wanted to say, hey, everyone who lives here has to be part of the Savants. Now, this one won't stop your Sim from enrolling, but it would stop other Sims. So your roommates should all be part of that specific affiliation. And when we go, so we saw that panel in the very beginning that showed you all the university housing. If this were male only, my Sim would then see it grayed out and it would just say, that option's not available to you. Mm-hmm. So these are things that right now we've put the least amount of restrictions on these so that you can just go in and you can play. But if you want to put these restrictions on your own houses, just don't forget to do those before enrolling your Sims.
There's lots of questions about aging while you're on campus. Aging works normal while you're in university.
And then in the university housing requirements, some of this is like objects that you want to put down, like beds, shower stalls, and some of it's the like live drag stuff, so that if you want to put some of that out first, you can get that out there.
Do we want to
here,
look
shower.
a little bit on what's in the
I have
catalog?
a shower stall as well as the wall shower.
Somebody did ask about romance in the shower. Is that a thing?
Oh, I think we can go back. Sorry, I have too many loading screens, but let's go back to our family, because as I understand it, some of them have a bit of a relationship with each other.
Let me see. Soccer game was at the arena, so if you want to join the team, you go to arena. If you want to watch a game, you go to arena. That's the same with esports.
There's some questions about, does laundry work in the dorms?
I don't have the answer to that question.
If you have laundry pack, you can obviously edit and cheat and put the laundry in there if that's the story you guys want to tell.
Yes.
This pack specifically, we didn't add extra laundry stuff.
No, stop sleeping.
They're tired.
That's not important right now. Excuse you. Oh, she's sleeping now. Okay. Okay, fine. Go sleep for a bit. No, that's not what I wanted. I didn't see that.
Are there more questions?
So, can you build your own bathroom for their room? The stalls are available in the catalog. So is bikes. I know there was questions about that. Regular build mode should have that.
You can use the stalls and the new types of showers
Yeah.
in your residential lots as well.
Yeah. The only thing for the toilet stalls is they are large, so you will probably need more room than you might normally. As you can see, it takes up quite a bit of space.
Yeah.
So in a room like this where we don't really have that space, we can't put it in.
Weather does work while you're at university.
Okay.
Look out for your servos
so
and
many
utility bots
questions.
when it's raining.
Trying to
Can
get them
loans
through
be
some-
taken? Loans can be taken. One thing we didn't mention is loans. Paying off loans really don't. It doesn't go into effect until after you graduate. So once you graduate is when you start paying your loans off. If you don't pay, you may get a surprise visitor come and take your stuff. The repo man.
The repo man is back. What is Exo suit on? He's very funny. Very Sims.
So there will be a few showers that you cannot woohoo in, but that's just because they don't make sense. They're not very private. So like the wall shower, the new wall shower, you won't be able to woohoo that. And I believe the shower from Island Living will also, because it's it's just the top. But this is private enough that you can do that.
How are we doing on time? Do we want to show placing an ad for a roommate? So simple.
Good.
If we do it soon, then roommates might show up right away.
Yeah, there's a lot of questions about clubs and organizations. Organizations for university is different from clubs. It's there are organizations that already exist for each of the universities to try to help bolster your experience at university, whether it's your social or your degrees. So it's two different systems.
So in the household management on the phone, you can place an advertisement for roommates.
And this only works because we've made this lot, we've turned it from being a dorm to being residential.
And it really depends on the number of beds you have. So we happen to have enough beds here, especially because we moved a few people out to their own, and we have 2 people that live in the bed. So one of the things we didn't mention with claiming the bed is that you can have double beds. You can claim either side. So since these are a couple, they can claim the same bed together.
Well, you can actually claim the same bed even if you're not a couple, but your Sims, the rules about wanting to sleep next to someone still apply. So if you tell 2 Sims, this side is yours and this side is yours, and they don't actually like each other or have enough relationship, they won't sleep in the same bed at the same time.
There is a message about multi-story columns.
Oh, okay. Yes.
I'll have Becca go in and show. This is a new build feature coming out with University. Discovery University. This will be available for everybody when the patch is out.
So due to some restrictions, not all columns will be multi-story, and you'll be able to see that by this, which is max height is restricted on these. So these will still be placed. But what you can do now is, instead of being based on the height of the wall, it is something that you can drag and change the height yourself. This did become a build feature, so that does mean that you will have to use the move tool instead of just being able to move the object, and that's partially just because of the way that you have to use the UI.
It's giving you more functionality than an object.
But we did try to give as much functionality as we could for these objects because I know that some of them may not look, some of them may have a little bit of stretching, but we wanted you to have more options because I feel like that's just, I'd rather have a little bit that I'm not going to notice than like miss 5 columns.
Make it taller.
Well, okay, so what I was showing here is the fact that you can then drag it up. There will be some restrictions, so because of the way that our things pilaster, you won't be able to do that with like fences because obviously, sorry, I'm having a little camera trouble. If I put one down here, and I try to pull that up, because that is, technically it's only half the column on the outside because of the way that our thing works, we won't be able to pull it up. What Azure wanted me to show off is the fact that, I'm gonna try and get this in a good angle. And I can keep going.
It's so tall.
If that's what you want to make, here it
That
is.
is what I want to make.
So what we wanted to do is that you can build about 4 stories tall in your house, and each story can be about 5 meters. So we wanted to make sure that if you wanted a column from the bottom to the top of your 4th story, you'll be able to pull that all the way up. And when you duplicate, it will remember your height, if it can.
I love them.
So they are really cool, but they will take some getting used to. I know we've had columns for a while now, and this is going to be new functionality, but I think the fun thing is that you will get to use it in more ways that you want
But
to.
look at how fancy that llama looks now with the giant columns.
And Rebecca, in terms of usability, how do we know which columns work with the multi-story?
So any column that doesn't have an icon works, and it's just the ones that have the icon, and then when you hover, you'll see the max height restricted because that just tells you won't be able to do that taller. But, you'll still get to choose between the 3 and the 6, the 5 or 6.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think they're great.
They're a lot of fun, actually.
Wow, the cleaner bot is back there, still going. I thought it would have.
There's some questions about organizations. So Foxberry has the Bot Savants, Spirit Squad, and Brainiacs. You can see that in the social picker below. If you open this, I'll show you all per which campus has which organization and when the events happen. If you want to join, you obviously go to those events and, like Becca said earlier, socialize and try to get in that way.
And it will tell you when the next event is, so
And
you can always find it.
Yeah. Secret Society, go to the research station, see what you can find out there. There was a quick preview in when you went to the statue.
I just saw a question about whether.
We good?
There's,
Maybe we
Go,
can
no,
hop
go
into
ahead and
CAS.
finish.
I just saw a question about whether or not you can shower woohoo with your servo. You can. It's ill-advised.
I know there's a lot of questions about going into CAS, and we'll do that right now.
Right now.
Try to make it so we only do the one load. Aw, man. Okay, fine. There's a dresser. Didn't see anything. There we go. How are we doing?
There's questions about careers, whether they're active or rabbit hole. The careers that we have for this is a little bit of a hybrid where there's work from home tasks where you go out and either at home you're doing research machine, research.
Robotics table, yeah.
Robotics table for for engineering. So law, as I mentioned earlier, the two branches are judge and private lawyer. So there's generally the outfit unlocks there as you go up in your career. You do like read pleadings there. You can guest speak at like a law class, craft arguments.
Wow.
So it really ties into the research and debate skill. Education, as I mentioned earlier, there's two branches, professor and administrative track. So you grade homework, you look at budgets, you can tutor, lecture, ask people for donations or volunteering and donations, I think. You can grade homework to touch a little bit more on those careers. So now we're in CAS, and we'll just go through some of the assets.
I think this is one of my favorite assets.
So
Like,
cute.
I do really love the clothing in here. I think we hit it.
I also love like this paired together.
Yeah.
Is like adorable.
I like the yellow jeans.
It feels really young, but it also feels really comfortable.
Yeah.
Like you look at all these, you're like, yeah, I bet that'd be comfy. There's lots of sweatpants, and they look great. They're fun.
Well, there's a lot of ways to show off your school spirit. So,
That's one of my favorite tops. The back is really nice.
denim top, classic cardigan.
Any new takeout options? I believe there's a new pizza delivery while you're on campus. In terms of food, I think Becca went over earlier, which was the instant noodles and burrito and pizza rolls.
Your Sims can eat chicken nuggets, not just for toddlers anymore.
So this is
I love
obviously,
chicken nuggets.
Me too.
it's like these two outfits are kind of
Like
what
what
we're
they're
wearing.
wearing.
Wow, looks familiar.
Oh, it's so similar. Cute little coat for winter.
There is a graduation
this.
gown. You get that when you're close to graduation. Pinafores.
Nice little like long dress.
overalls.
Fun.
I love that.
I like this, and I like putting it with like leggings. Fun outfit. Here are your, graduation options. Just a little sweater, or not sweater, like jersey.
You change your body shape.
I can't right now because
we're not in
I just did
plan.
I just did
Sorry.
plan Cass. And then let's see, what are some pants? Oh, I probably should not have done this in this order. Let's go put a shirt back on her. Let's put this on. Okay, so pants.
Can robots enroll and go to school?
Yes. Servos can attend university,
These are our university ones.
complete their academic dreams.
Is there a plain version of the hoodie? I know you're out of tops already.
Which hoodie?
I don't know. Whatever
I
hoodie
think
you
that
showed.
one.
Whatever.
Yeah,
so there's
there's
ones
only-
without the logos.
There's mostly.
I think we did that for all of the assets with the logos.
Yeah. There's these like boyfriend pants and some rolled jeans. Actually, these are the ones that I think most of us love the most. Like,
Those are really
Waisted
cute.
jeans, yeah, I like the
Yeah.
yellow.
some interesting bottoms, some loose pants. And then we also have some leggings that have your school on them, and some regular versions, striped, some school shorts, and one of the fun things that we got actually is in leggings, and it's right here. These are like bike shorts. So
Nice.
these are here because we want you to be able to layer them. So I know it might not be where you think of looking for them, but it's so that you can do this fun layering like this.
And I
We
like the
switched to one of
biker
the other
shorts
Sims
are
to
like
show off
really
hair.
popular.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
I'm
gonna
not
go to
biking.
and then some more like legging type pants.
Can
Okay,
we go to male clothes?
let's
Or
show
do
off
you have
the
this
hair real quick.
Okay.
And then so, okay, so we've got these lovely pigtails. We've got some space buns, which are adorable. Got the hair that she was wearing. We made this hair available to randomize onto females because we think it looks really cool. We have the hair that it kind of feels like my hair. I mean, I like anytime hair looks like mine. And then we've got this cute thing. Braid. This is really awesome. And then some short hair and the same hair with without the different ombre. Let's go over to the men.
When people are messaging about if we can show off piercings.
Oh yes. So
After
He
hair.
has a
We'll do
piercing
after
right
he actually
hair.
does have a piercing. So we've got some suave hair, some kind of spiky hair, and then this cool like half up. Got a nice wavy hair for the guys, and then we also have the two.
Can we show off some of the colors on that one? 'Cause
On this
I think
one?
I think the team did such a great job on like just
Pink
the
hair, why
color.
not?
Yeah.
I like
Yeah,
seeing the
so
cool
good.
colors. Ooh.
And the back is really nice too. I love it. I like that blonde and purple one. That's my favorite.
This one? There we
Yeah.
Okay, so we were talking about piercings. So these are now in this category, and it is available to you. You can put on inside, outside, double on the outside.
Shout out to Sim Guru Morgan for pushing on piercings. We
Mm-hmm.
also do have some new tattoos we can show as well.
And then we have the two nose piercings. So,
So good.
I'm not this. And then we have a few colors, and they're all the same between the different variants. So real quick, let us show off some of our tattoos. So we've got dog.
So you're looking at more like the minimalist,
Cat.
Minimalist.
I can't
Minimalism.
say it.
Minimalist tattoos.
I definitely feel like that's like what people are going more like clean,
like you go off
like-
to university, get your first tattoo. Small and
small
cute.
one.
There's a bicycle one here and some of them are on the inside, so they're a little
If you look
More.
really closely to the bicycle one, there's something in there.
more flowers, and then we've got an
I really
ankle.
like that one.
I like
Sun
this
over
one.
the water.
I don't know, I like flowers a lot. Paper airplane, and some up here on the back. I always look at, oh, don't do that. That's not what I told you to do. Okay. I don't know, this one looks like a question mark to me, but I think it's a duck. I don't know.
It looks like
You
an
know
upside
what?
down
We'll
question
leave it
mark.
See
up
what
to
I
your
see what you want it to be. And then
Very
this,
authentic for
I
first
like this.
tattoo.
Yeah.
There's
What is
questions about whims and aspirations.
We do have a new aspiration. Let me remember where it is. Here we go. Academic. So the sim wants to attend university and get a good job, but most importantly, learn. So this is one of those things where like it helps you, encourages you to do a lot of stuff at school. I don't think that we have anything else. Let's see. Let's look at full bodies first. Is it? Okay.
Hipster outfit.
Here's
cool.
the graduation robes.
And then we have some cool stuff. Let's put some
Pink
pants on
pants.
him.
I really like these striped pants.
Yeah.
So we got some cool coats. We've got a nice cardigan sweater that lets you like rep your university or just plain.
Looks cozy.
Sweaters that I just want to steal. Some like kind of a debate style jacket. Some cool like I'm cool but I'm not too cool, showing off things that you like. That's
Casual
who I
business instead of
am.
business casual.
Let's see. We actually have a lot of like cold weather clothing because, it gets cold, it gets rainy.
And
Yeah.
if you do have seasons, the weather in Brightchester is kind of based off of England, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's a little rainy, a little cloudy.
And then, some of us like really bright colors.
I love that shirt. I would wear that.
It reminds me of like the bowling shirts.
Yeah. Oh, I love those.
I don't know
Yeah.
if there is a term for that.
And like a closed collar, a cute little bow tie. Let's see.
Yeah, I think the team really did a phenomenal job on both
So
cast and
many,
build by.
too.
Yeah.
And then we got a whole bunch of pants, this striped one.
Those sweatpants. Those are the types of sweatpants that I would definitely take. The quilted ones.
Yeah. So quite a few.
Classic nerd. Someone say classic nerd.
I love those so much. I want them in real life.
Made a very mismatched sim right now.
Oh, can you take his top off?
Yeah.
To show you guys something.
To show you something. Yeah, just the waistband of the pants underneath.
Yeah.
Do these ones?
I have
these
those
ones don't.
sweatpants.
These ones?
Mhm,
Exactly.
They're comfy.
those.
They're great. Love them.
Yeah.
Like I said,
More
so
racer
many great
stripes,
sweatpants.
some short shorts, and some more sweatpants. There's a lot of sweatpants because, I mean, who's not casual?
That's college.
I feel like college is the time where you're able to actually go and be like, hey, I'm just
Sweatpants to everything.
hanging out.
I don't know. People wear sweatpants everywhere now, so.
That's true. Maybe it was just the timing that I got in on it. And so again, the longer bike shorts here for the males.
Yeah.
He's really repping his university now. So, okay.
Any accessories for the guys besides the piercings?
Sorry, what?
Accessories?
Not that I know of.
Yeah, I think it was just the piercings.
Yeah.
For a cast, we really focused on
Closure.
adult
Oh, we have
and young
shoes.
adult and
We
elders,
forget
so they can
shoes.
There are some cute
Age-wise,
shoes. We have to
to
go
focus
back
on
to one of the
university.
ladies too
Yeah.
to show off. Mm-hmm.
The little like checkered on the back.
Yeah.
Running shoes or biking shoes. And then
Okay, I'm gonna pull more questions. What happens when a term ends? When a term ends, you'll re-enroll into
I
more
think it's 'cause
courses
she's in
for the
Stanford.
Yeah, I
for the next term.
that's
Those chunky shoes. Oh,
these ones
I
are
love them.
I like them in the purple.
Mm-hmm.
I think those are my favorite. I'd probably put them on quite a few of the
I love
pre-mades.
those too. I have those.
Yeah.
I have them. I
You
want
actually
them in
have
purple
them?
and black. I want them in black.
Yeah, I'm not cool enough to own these shoes, but
Yes, you are. Everybody is.
so okay. Anything else? in
Here's
here?
questions
Should I go
about
back?
graduation. So when you finish your credits or your terms, there is an option to go to graduation ceremony, which I believe is on campus in the arena.
Yeah.
And the students will gather and go into the arena and come out graduated.
Hey, let's see.
There is no prom. We're really focused on university this pack, so no prom, but maybe in the future.
So as we showed off of the other university, this one right here is your sports arena. This is where you're able to put up banners for yourself. You're able to join a sports team, or you're able to attend the games. These are the dorms that we were showing you, the penthouse dorms. And then this is your college. And here, so this is like the toilet papering.
What?
Yeah.
See, Brightchester's not much
Both
better
sides.
than Foxbury.
There's a lot of
And
questions.
if you notice, it's like the toilet
Yeah.
paper's weird.
There's a lot of questions about trades. We didn't add any new trades this pack. We focus really on law trades, so we get more law trades for the campus feel.
I mean, the little. That's never mind. Ignore me. Sorry. So there are two.
Are there
Class
games at the
lectures.
rabbit hole? There are games. There's esport games and soccer. So if you go, if you click on the arena, it'll tell you what time that event will start, and you can go when it's. I think it's Fridays and Saturdays. Rebecca pulled it up.
So the soccer game or the esports will be on Friday, and then the other will be on Saturday, and they're opposite at the universities. So within the university, there are two actual school buildings that you can click on. So that for Foxbury, one is here and one is over here. And those are the ones where we were talking about in the other campus. You can attend the guest lecture, or you can sit in on the skills classes, or you can visit the office hours.
I can't remember if these were the Sims that you bought a soccer ball with.
They
Yes.
are.
I know there was questions about like what soccer ball looks like, so maybe we can.
They're all
Really?
very tired. We have not been taking very good care of them.
Needs to take care of them. Let's Let's see. Did she put it in her inventory? Because she was the one playing with it earlier.
I saw a question about whether or not you could put clothes on Servo. You cannot put clothes on Servo, but you can change Servo's appearance, change Servo's colors.
See? Oh, he's like recharging.
She's missing class. She's gonna fail, Rebecca.
She's going.
There's questions on whether you can ask directly Sims to be your roommate versus going through the ad route.
Yes, you can definitely ask Sims, any Sim that you know. It's a social, whether or not they want to be your roommate. Some Sims, if they have children or they have responsibilities, will say, I can't really do that right now, but other Sims will move right on in.
So there's some questions about class structure and like when they are. It kind of depends on what your degree is. If Becca just wants to open it up real quick just to see, like she has classes Monday, Wednesday, Fridays, Tuesday, Thursdays. It really just depends on the course that you're picking.
Oh, that is something that I think, did you do that or did Cole do that on
I
his
did
own?
that. I went to office hours, so he's kind of figuring out like how he's doing. Is like,
If you ever want to know
this seems
how
like
your
he's doing
Sim is,
kind of okay, but he could be doing better.
you can email your professor. You can also go to office hours, and that will give you some information on how your Sim is doing academically.
So she's off to class now.
The party bot's still going. Oh, Servo is a little uncomfortable.
Aw.
Servo's emotions are written right on his face.
There is a question about new deaths. There is a new death, but we'll let you guys discover it.
So bad. Oh, he's so sad.
Yeah. Servo is
Something's on fire though.
Yeah.
when
Can't-
Servo is happy, you'll be able to see it on his face. Sad is my favorite. It's quite cute. But yeah, his emotions are right there on his face.
Can your sim get rejected from uni or expelled?
So you will always at least get accepted into the regular degrees. You just may not get accepted into the distinguished degrees. So you won't be necessarily rejected. As far as expelled, I think you have to do really poorly and then, or is expelled more for cheating?
I think there was like a probation.
Yeah. Your Sims, they can submit plagiarized term papers,
And then get in
sometimes
trouble.
they get caught. They can cheat on their homework, and sometimes they get caught, and there are consequences for that.
Yeah.
Oh, I think we just saw Servo needed to recharge himself a bit, so that's what that looks like.
Oh, it's because I put away the.
He also needs a tune-up. Maybe you can get, otherwise he might break and die.
Yeah. Do we need the? We need the.
No, you don't.
Oh, you don't need that.
Mm-mm,
You can just
no.
do it regularly.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I would have her do it.
But she's the best?
Yeah,
Okay.
she's got the best robotic skill.
No. No.
Sim Guru Frost wanted me to tell you guys that Game Changer content is coming
And
also
then
this
more
weekend.
choices?
So if there's anything we didn't
Sunday?
touch, hopefully they cover as well. So stay tuned on YouTube and Twitch.
Oh, wait. Food. No one cares.
Servo needs you. Stop eating. More important,
Yes.
fix Servo.
That's what I was thinking. You can eat later.
Mm-hmm.
So, just a bit of a.
Can Sim streak?
I mean,
You can if that's what you want to do.
it's a.
Yeah, I think if you go to like the Spirit Squad event, you can streak there. Oh, you'll see. Sim streaking.
Oh, the party bot's very happy about Servo being. Did you see the confetti?
Oh.
Can robots build other robots and make a robot army?
Yes, Servo can build an entire army of other servos, utilibots. Maybe Sims better watch out. That's all I'm gonna say about that.
And this area here is where you swim in this neighborhood.
Our distinguished
want.
degrees.
You should take Servo
Higher
swimming.
degrees.
No, I didn't say that.
If you get into distinguished degrees, I think there is a special scholarship for distinguished degrees, and then you just get more rewards there.
Can you waterproof the robot?
You cannot waterproof the robot. There are consequences to introducing Servo to water. Do we want to see them?
I could.
Somebody
He's
wants-
recharging, so I was trying to be
Somebody
nice.
wants Servo to swim.
Servo swimming.
party.
even just in the
there are
shower.
parties. If you want to throw a party, you can throw a party.
Ooh, that's one of my favorite things about roommates is that your roommates sometimes will throw a surprise party and then your house will be filled with people, whether you like that or
Oh.
not.
Yeah. Actually, we do have a new party that you can do in your household. Let me see. I have to remember where things are. No. Event. What? I can do this. No, I can't. Social. The one place I didn't check.
It was the last place you went.
But, we have a new party because, you know, what would college be without parties? So, we have a cake party.
Nice.
And, let's see. Servo should be our host. I think that's
Service
appropriate.
is the best party.
We did touch a little bit
Well-
on build mode. I know there's some questions. I would say stay tuned to Game Changer content if you guys want to dive in a little bit more there.
Up there.
Again, you can get more than 1 degree. Once you finish 1 degree, you can reapply and go for another degree.
Okay, Servo, tap this cake for us because you have to be better than the humans, right? No.
In
Serve.
most ways, yes. In this way, no.
Okay, come on. Let's do it. Let's do it. Yeah. Sorry, I know how to tell the difference. Okay, let's see.
Good job,
He's really
Servo.
tired and really sad, and I feel bad for him. Let's see.
Somebody-
Let's do a cake stand with Servo. Stop eating. Why are you always eating?
Maybe she's hungry, Rebecca.
I am so mean to my Sims. It's not funny. Here.
There's also
That's
different flavors too,
adorable.
right?
Yes.
With the keg.
And if you do really well at this, you'll get actually a gold colored one. Cake. Oh.
That wasn't very nice.
I think it's really funny the Servo laughing at you. I think that's what happens for everybody laughs at you, but it's still funny seeing the Servo do it because
I
it's like
agree.
so mechanical.
There's a question of whether it's a requirement for you to go to school to get the law degree, or sorry, the career.
You can join
robotic.
any of those careers straight away.
Yeah.
You do get special benefits in those careers when you do satisfy the degrees that are associated with them, but all of the careers are open to everyone.
Cool. There, party
Can
button.
Sims of the same households attend different schools at the same time? Yes, as long as you're on a residential lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I primarily played with 2 twin Sims that went to rival schools. That was fun.
Yeah.
You get distinguished degrees by working on your skills and as a teen, like making sure you get good grades.
But even young adults, like if you didn't play a sim as a teen, but you have a young adult that has sufficient skill, they can still get into the distinguished degrees.
Oh, I've been very mean to these poor Sims.
Yeah, they're
I'm
suffering.
very distracted. It's important to show off other things. So, is there anything else we want to talk about? More questions?
Will holidays from seasons interfere with classes? I played with seasons on a lot, and I never found that holidays interfered with classes.
Actually, you should get a special menu at the cafeteria station on holidays if it's important to celebrate certain things.
Yeah.
So that you can still fulfill those needs while you're on campus. Oh, and one of the things about the cafeteria station is that you can make a university housing with that cafeteria station. So you can't have ovens, but you can, if you want to make it 2 stories and your downstairs is your cafeteria station and common area, you can do that and then just have the rooms upstairs. And you could even probably make dorms that have separate male and female areas if you use the male-female doors. So there's a lot of cool things that you can do with that build.
I wanted to see the cafeteria.
Can you meet your teachers? You can meet your teachers through office hours. Sometimes they're walking around campus, so you can catch them that way.
gonna have to finish the event if we want to go, though.
Oh, Server is dancing.
Yeah, I know, but nobody else is dancing because
But
they're
he
like
did the robot dance.
it's far too uncomfortable.
There's also a new radio station. We've kind of made the hip hop station from Get Famous to Be Carried Forward, right?
Yes.
And then there will be new music. The music that came out with Get Famous will still be exclusive to that pack, but there's new music available for everybody, which is kind of what we showed you guys in the beginning.
Yeah. Okay, well, we're gonna end this. It's not gonna be the greatest party, you know.
Bronze.
Yeah, but you know, some people contributed to the cake. Although these are all my Sims, so I don't know how that works. Just money from myself to myself.
There are bike helmets. That was a question.
Your Sims will automatically put them on when
For
they're
the bike.
riding bikes. Safety first.
Always. Let's see. So as I mentioned before, there are 2 separate venues for the different universities as far as the student commons, and that is because there are different needs for each. You know, the other one people need to be able to debate and do like poetry readings, and then over here we've got like
can't-
robotic tables if you don't want to have to purchase your own.
You can pick different type of helmets. Kids can play ping pong table. There was a question if you can scroll out and like show the world again or the new
Yeah, here, let me do this real quick. And we'll go into tab view, and I've got,
This is Foxberry.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So Foxberry,
So
this, I like this view. I just love how much everything glows. And then there's, of course, like stairs everywhere, which is funny because my sister went to CSU San Marcos, and it's CSU SM, and people used to joke that it was CSU Stairmaster because there's just you have to like to get from one area to another area, you have to go on stairs, like no matter what you do, like every parking lot to somewhere, and so it's just like climbing stairs everywhere. And I helped out with a stage performance there, and so I was going there once a week for a few
man.
months, and I was like, I was in a lot better shape at that time. So this is our Foxbury University. Okay. Do you want me to go back and show off Brightchester as well, or?
That's up to you.
Sure.
You can answer more questions too.
You cannot bike on stairs.
And children and teens cannot attend college or university.
Term is 5 days. That's a popular question.
I think I saw a question about how many terms to graduate. That's completely up to you. If your sim takes 2 courses each term, they're going to need more terms to graduate. If your sim takes 4 courses each term, then they can graduate as long as they have 12 courses completed.
Can dorm sims go home on the weekends?
I mean,
You can visit.
You can
visit
visit
anytime
your
you
old
want.
home, but you will be a guest.
yeah, you do not live there anymore. So this is oh sorry guys. Let's do that again.
Party.
So they toilet papered it again.
Are the statues ever just like beautiful and pristine?
Only when you clean them.
Keep them
The
clean.
rivalry is strong between these 2 universities. So yeah, I don't know. It's a really nice, dense looking world. Like I don't know, like all the lush like areas around.
Yeah.
I really like how all the buildings light up and everything at night.
We don't have cheerleaders, but the spirit squads kind of resembles like I guess pep rally. I guess.
Yeah.
There's-
School cheers.
Yeah, and school cheers.
Can you fail a course? Yes, you can get an F.
I got my
Don't-
first F. It was exciting and sad at the same time.
Don't do your homework. Don't go to class. Don't do
Yeah.
your presentation or your
Yeah.
term paper. You'll definitely get an F.
Yeah. So
Graduation, there's a lot, I mentioned graduations earlier already, but graduations is rabbit hole. Your Sims will go there, and then they'll come out, and you can hang out with all the other Sims that are graduating. If you want to throw a party post-graduation, you can as well.
Can you make your own roommate? If you want to make Sims that will show up to your house as potential roommates, then you should make Sims in CAS and then make sure that they do not have a home in your world, and then they might show up as a potential roommate. If you absolutely want to make sure that you can actually become roommates with that Sim, though, just move them in, befriend them, and then ask them to be your roommate.
Yeah. And that may not work quite as well for dorms.
Yeah, dorms
for
work
our university
differently.
housing, just because we didn't want to pull Sims that lived in the world. We had a point where like it actually pulled some of our pre-mades into the dorms, and we're like, oh, that's probably not a good idea. So we did try to actually stop that from happening. So it does take a little give and take.
Can you order services for the dorm, like pizza, maid?
So the maid should already automatically come, so you don't necessarily need to call the maid. And then, fixing up broken things, you can call that, and it should not cost you anything. So, okay.
Bikes, final rooms. Who can watch the sport events? I believe you
Anyone.
can. Yeah, I believe you can just come and watch a sport event if you're visiting. Sorry, I'm trying to keep up with these questions.
I know you guys are asking questions so fast.
Careers. Can we see the careers?
Oh man, that's really fast.
Is there an easy way to get to career panel?
Oh yes, because I mean, when your Sims are enrolled in university, they can still get jobs, whether or
Ooh,
not they're going
what's
to be.
this?
Ooh, it's a
Ooh.
note.
Oh,
Let's read it.
Let's read this.
Scientists say that washing yourself not only keeps you healthier, but also can mean other people like you more. Just thought I'd share that fun science fact. Ooh, that's mean.
Not that bad. I've got good hygiene. That's not for me.
He was dirty.
He was dirty.
That's not me.
This
Okay.
one I was just letting him know.
Fine. What we were gonna show off careers. Sorry.
Yeah, the careers.
I usually do it when I don't have anything, so I do it from that panel. But work, find a job. Okay, stop. I know you're tired. Can we just do this though?
Is this how all of your Sims behave? They're just like, I'm sleepy, Rebecca. Jeez.
I cheat a lot.
I think I'm somewhere in between you guys. Like,
I take
kinda-
very good care
I
of
kinda
my
cheat,
Sims.
but I
I
kinda
know,
don't.
I know. Okay, so we've got our education career.
Mhm.
So you start as a
You
substitute
can
teacher.
debate at Foxberry.
And then you can choose your branches, whether you're an administrator or a professor. Got engineering, which is adorable. Computer engineer or mechanical engineer. And law. So you're gonna try and take care of your Sims.
Yeah.
You like this? Morgan had a lot of fun making her pictures for this.
I love them.
And then you can also do the soccer and the esports from this menu, or you can select it from the arena.
Did you guys touch education already?
Yes.
Okay.
Honestly, I'd say that if you want a career, I would really recommend Freelancer, because one of the advantages of that is that you kind of can do it whenever you want. Whereas like any other career, you might have overlap, but Freelancer, you can do it at your own
Oh,
pace.
you mean if you're going to do a
If you're
career
gonna-
at the same time as
Yes.
being in university?
Yeah.
That's a very
I mean,
good point.
you could also do some of the part-time careers and just do like the night shift. Like you shouldn't necessarily have classes that come up to this, so this might be a good way to do, evening shift, and then you don't have to worry about.
Yeah.
But not
Sometimes
all
you
of
need
them are
money.
available. of
There
course.
is the question again on like how your degrees helps your career. So if you have a degree in the career you want to join, it gives you a boost in
And you
terms of where
can-
you start.
And you can see that when you're enrolling, all that information is there where it'll say like, oh, for instance, the fine arts career is great if you want to be a painter or a musician, things like that.
So as you'll see, like this roommate over here, he's cleaning up, so he's probably a like a cleaner
Yes.
sim. So you will get some of those sometimes, and it'll help you out. It'll help balance out those people that are messy. Because I know,
Ooh,
like,
I like their
I think it's slobs, like slob sims tend to leave water everywhere when they shower. I kept thinking that it was something wrong with this shower, and then I was like, oh, I just have a different one. I was like, oh, I just have a slob sim. That's why.
My favorite thing about roommates is that they really do feel unique, you know. Oh, there she goes, taking her cake
In the bathroom.
to clean it up. But some roommates will clean, other roommates will make a mess. Other roommates will cook great food, some roommates will cook bad food.
Don't do that.
Some will play music at all times of night. They feel very different
Roommates.
from
Oh,
each
this
other.
is still broken. I guess we don't
No
have
one's
any.
fixed it. There's no fixer roommates.
Okay. Apparently, we don't have a fixer
maybe
roommate.
somebody
Maybe they should make a
fixed it.
fixer bot.
I always have fixer roommates, so I'm not used to
they're
having
great.
not fixer ones. So, I'm going to hire a repair service and then hopefully they'll come take care of it.
My favorite was I was trying to see like the servo death.
Yeah.
And then so I kept making him
Oh.
shower, then making him come out of the shower, and then doing other things. And then he'd be walking around. I was like, what was happening? One of my roommates would go over and just fix him every single time. I
Ding
was
those
trying to
roommates for
break 'em.
being nice.
Mhm.
Oh well. I know. We do the mean things to our Sims because we got to figure out if, everything
see if
works
it
the way
works.
it's supposed to. Yes, come over here and repair for me. Oh man. He's like
So
exhausted.
I have a feeler question for you guys. What would you guys say is your favorite thing about this pack? And any other pro tips you would like to give everybody?
It's so hard.
I really like robotics, but my favorite thing is roommates because I like playing with NPCs and I like playing, having my sim interact with sims that I don't control, and I think that they add a lot to the game.
I don't know. I think one of my favorite things is actually the live drag decos, just because there's so much, like, it's kind of a way that you're, like, restricted, but you also kind of get to play and have fun as, like, how do I manage to get all this in? And, like, when you're playing with the presentation board, it actually takes up quite a bit of space, and you're like, oh no, where's there space here? And, we actually, over in this dorm, we made sure that there was a little bit of space so that you could do that here. And then you didn't have to, like, stop yourself from, being able to sleep or stopping your roommate from being
Yeah.
able to get to their bed.
I would say my favorite thing about university is juggling all the things you do. That definitely felt like my experience in college, whether it's like feeding them, going to class and making sure my grades were good, as well as like a social life, like meeting like lifelong friends, maybe romance and things like that. I definitely feel like I had to balance that. So I would say my tip is like if you have time where your Sims can get ahead at school so they can like enjoy all the social stuff that's going on campus.
Yeah.
And I actually thought getting my first F was fun. 'Cause it really was like, oh my god, I'm not doing it
In the
right.
game.
In the game.
So
I was
kind
sad
of,
when I got
yeah.
C's,
I
honestly.
was sad, but then I was like, oh, I got a course correct because Sarah Dahl on our team, she's like, I got straight A's, and I was just like, oh my god, I need to like, start studying a little bit more and doing other things. To make sure
I
my Sims
rage
are doing
quit
great.
when my sim got their first F. I was like,
Aw.
wow.
This career's not for me.
Did we talk about game changer content?
I did already,
Okay, awesome.
but I can say as a reminder, so Game Changer content will come out this weekend, so stay tuned on YouTube and Twitch.
Yes.
There's also other things coming out in this pack, which will be covered in the next the Maxis monthly stream, which I will leave it to them to tell you guys what those things are.
That's on Tuesday, I think.
Yeah, on Tuesday.
Random Steve voice.
Voice.
Steve's here too. All right.
Okay.
Hey, you
was
want to
fun.
play some music? Some new
Yeah,
music
we
on the
can
way
close
out?
out with the music. And I'll throw my hat.
Okay. Music, hip hop,
It's the
and let's do
best
this
plan
one.
ever. I just was worried I was gonna hit Becca.
So,
That was fun.
thank you all very much. This was awesome. We appreciate you hanging out with us.
Bye, guys.
Bye. Thank you.
Zebra fribbit, fins are bending cry. Baba Tumbalai, Shiva Jabba Fippin, John Governai, Rapplazini Flippin, Wabba Spurgalai, Flippin, Nipsey Lana Jazzy Flip a visit, Fly, Why Shabba Face just a flippin', Fly, Sippers over Zari Juba Crisit, Fly, Sarah B. Feferuza Flippin, Shine, Flippin, Climb Uber Clyde's in the Crippin, Jai Bull's Eye Biffa Miffin, Josberger Dines ever jiffin, Duncan Tiba Lippin Tie Loser Linen Shiba Dunio Mr. Dapper Durfy, Shiba Lerb Dapper Bonshai, Jiva Bissa Buddha Dipper Very Noise Out, Gives a list of very noise out, Ziva Fribbin, Gibbs Ziva Fribbin, You and Jen's a Crippin, Press Sipper Miffin, Flea Vote, Gibbs Ziva Fribbin, Shiba Dom Bizza Weaver Ooga Lampa Bippin, Flea Vote, Ziva Fribbin, Mappa Plepper Bimba Blef, Yabba Horn and daughter Vepper Shinja Besh, Chibba Dunio Zazula Chuba Zef, Whistle Oben is a frumpin' Bubin Neff, Philip Best, Zipper Barber Move, Yappa Zimmer Fwimmer Jeffa Becker News, Bama Lapsa Bala Flipper Mappa Deuce, Chis Grand Jeffa Becker's on the moose, Flippin', Climb Uber Clyde's in the Crippin', Jai Bull's Eye Biffa Miffin, Josberger Dines ever jiffin, Duncan Tiba Lippin Tie Loser Linen Shiba Dunio Mr. Dapper Durfy, Shiba Lerb Dapper Bonshai, Jiva Bissa Buddha Dipper Very Noise Out, Gives a list of very noise out, Ziva Fribbin, Gibbs Ziva Fribbin, You and Jen's a Crippin, Press Sipper Miffin, Flea Vote, Gibbs Ziva Fribbin, Shiba Dom Bizza Weaver Ooga Lampa Bippin, Flea Vote, Dunio Mr. Lapa Durfy, Shiba Lerb Dapper Bonshai, Jiva Bissa Buddha Dipper Very Noise Out, Gives a list of very noise out, Ziva Fribbin, Gibbs Ziva Fribbin, You and Jen's a Crippin, Press Sipper